And of course, the Lost Treasures collection delivers a bunch of exclusive content you can earn by completing challenges, as well as all new event-exclusive cosmetic items and the introduction of your boy Mirage's heirloom, which is fittingly a trophy of himself.
Excited to see you all in the ring. Don't worry, there's plenty of me's to go around.
And the best part is you don't have to wait that long. Lost Treasures drops on Tuesday, June 23rd. And that's not all, Apex fans. The battle is expanding. That's right, this fall we're bringing Apex Legends to Steam. And I know you're hoping, wondering, praying, so before you ask, yeah, crossplay is coming to Apex this fall. It's been one of the biggest requests we get, and we're to finally deliver it to our fans. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, one last thing, let's make it official. We're huge fans of Nintendo here at Respawn, and we are incredibly excited to be bringing Apex Legends to the Switch this fall. And we'll share more detail in the months ahead. So that means you'll be able to squad up no matter where you and your friends prefer to play, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, or on the PC via Origin and Steam. We're throwing out a lifeline and healing the divide between the platforms. On behalf of the entire Apex team, we want to thank our incredible community. Your passion for the game is truly inspiring. We look forward to seeing you all in the arena. And don't forget, check out Lost Treasures on June 23rd.
Woo! Oh man, that was amazing. I think I'm hyperbolic. I think I'm hypervent. I've had a really good time here.
Sul, everyone. One thing I admire about Apex Legends is its commitment to having such a diverse range of characters. At The Sims, we've always believed representation and diversity in games is critically important, perhaps now more than ever. It's difficult to put into words just how meaningful it can be to see yourself reflected in the games you play. So, here to tell you in their own words are a few members of our Sims community.
It's a very interesting thing to explain.
It feels empowering, actually, and very moving.
It really taught me a lot. The importance of just like keeping relationships good with people.
It's probably like the only place where I was open.
They get to see my personality first before seeing my disability, I guess you could say.
I found myself to be the only black child in my school. Discriminated, I was bullied. My skin tone, my height, and my teeth.
First realized that I was trans, and I was like praying to God to undo it. I have this world where I can express myself and be myself.
Where I come from, who I am, the color of my skin, you know, who I'm attracted to, let any of that get in the way. It was no barriers.
No matter where I was or what I was going through, I had my safe place. This is plausible. This is a future you can have.
It was almost like I was peeking into the future, and I didn't know it at the time, but it gave me hope.
It gave me a sense of hope that I could build a life that looked like that.
The Sims is almost like a utopia I hope our world eventually becomes.
As I got more comfortable with my character in the game, I got more comfortable with myself.
I play to
express myself.
I play to make a difference.
I play to feel good about myself.
I play to have confidence.
Fun.
To have me time.
Fuel my creativity.
It's more than just a game. It's creating your life.
As you just saw, there are so many reasons why I am proud to be part of the Sims global community. We want the Sims to be a place of unity and hope, a place where you can be your authentic self and build your vision for our shared world, a place to imagine what's possible. To our Simmers, thank you for everything you've done. Communities, virtual and real, a better place. Now, I know some of you tuned in hoping for some Sims news, and we'll have plenty to share as the summer goes on, but we do have one announcement for you. We'll be welcoming players on a whole new platform as The Sims 4 arrives on Steam today. Take a look.
Footprints on the moon. Every particle connected. Universe in blue.
Hey everyone, Alex here from the social team, and joining me today from our community team is Freeman.
Hey folks, yes, we're here to tell you that it's not just the Sims 4 arriving on Steam today. 5 more great EA games, including Titanfall 2, Away Out, and Dead Space 3, are all playable right this second.
And EA Access arrives on Steam this fall. You can get all those great titles and a ton more with your membership.
You can also expect to see our new releases on Steam too. Just a short while ago with full mod support via Steamworks.
The critics love it, and we know you
I used to play Command & Conquer for hours.
Mike Slade's like, I'm just here for squadrons. I'm right there with him on that.
And Apex Legends, and we're bringing crossplay to many of your favorite games too, starting with me. Anyway, the new titles being revealed in your show.
All events,
Mike Slade's like, I'm just here for squadrons.
Absolutely. Now,
It sounds like they've been talking to my man Phil Spencer.
Hey, Phil be the guy to talk to in this time of the day.
Getting some anywhere, we'll be bringing games to more platforms than
You can expect seven new games coming to Switch in the next 12 months, including Burnout Paradise tomorrow, and Apex Legends later this year. And we're bringing crossplay to many of your favorite games too.
Looks like crossplay gonna be the thing for the day.
Yeah. But that's good. That's what we want.
where you want, and with who you want. It's about getting together.
Absolutely. Now let's reveal some more games. See you, Greg.
I used to play Command & Conquer for Iowa Slave. Classic.
They could appear anywhere, and I mean anywhere. So keep your eyes open. Write the letters down as they appear, and once you've got the code, you'll be able to enter for a chance to win one of more than a dozen great games on Steam. So stay tuned to find out where to enter the code at the end of the show. Now, if you follow my content at all, you know nothing
EA so far.
Oh, I missed the E?
Yeah.
Boy, you just write that down. You way behind, buddy.
I think wherever, like, I'm streaming this from the tube, but I'm guessing.
Here's how they do it are a few of the talented developers working on the next wave of EA Originals.
You just have this great idea of game. But it can be really hard to do on your own. We want to space creativity. So that we can find unconventional approaches to solving new ideas. There are times where you've got to break past the own sort of mental blocks. Even if the mental kind of game engine.
We get to do the game we want to do.
Let's peek.
Comes into the game, doesn't follow the vision.
Mm-hmm.
We can push our ideas further.
EA Play, is that the code?
Bears be wilding out.
Let's find that magic.
Oh, he be wilding.
And now for a deeper dive into what these developers are working on, we turn our spotlight on three studios. Up first is Haze Light and their mild-mannered, quiet leader, Joseph Ferris.
Please welcome Joseph Barron.
My third movie
There are like passionate crazy runners. Here's okay. Starskers, you know.
No apologies there. Yeah, no, can't help it, man. I was born in Beirut 1977. I lived there 10 years. There was civil war and a lot of bad stuff happening there. We tried to move time to Sweden. The fifth time they let us in. And that's like Sweden. Give us a lot. My third movie is basically about my life when I came to Sweden when I was young. I've done 5 feature movies now, 3 games. And it's way hard to make a game. It's almost like the audience controls the whole piece while in movies it's being staged for you. In video games, there's so much to be explored from a storytelling perspective because of the interaction. There are some studios that are making games that have stories, but they pretty much have one mechanic like you reuse all the time. Designers and the story writers are kind of like two different games. That's why I found it like to keep pushing the boundaries of what is possible in games. That's what game number 3 is all about. The new game Takes Two is a co-op action-adventure platform that will blow your mind away. The start with a small town. Cody, May, the parents, bros, Cody and May are bros and want to board. She creates 2 dogs that play, and these dogs come alive and actually control both Cody and May. And so you control to Earth again. That's the best way to describe It Takes Two, actually.
Absolutely.
So again, very story and the mechanics. And I think players that's gonna feel very different and unique. They haven't played anything like this before. It takes it's a crazy.
What up, Alfonso? What's up, Ty?
Doesn't really happen. It has an ending. That and the roller coaster crashes and you fly into the sky, get up space. When you're in space, you're like, what the am I doing up here? And then maybe you get back to
Thanks, Greg. Welcome to Gothenburg and, well, my home. Unfortunately, I didn't bring you any Swedish fish, but we do have some exciting news for you about our latest game. At Zoink, we've always been driven by love of rich visual storytelling and creating strange worlds that people can escape to. The weirder, the better, and I think my friend Ola would agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And for our next game, though, we wanted to try something a little darker, something out of a gothic fairy tale. What started with a mood and some paintings grew into this eerie, strange world that feels like something out of a beautiful, twisted dream. And that's the world of Random.
Lost and Random is the story of Even, a little girl with a big heart and an even bigger temper. After a horrible event that changes her life, she embarks on a dangerous journey through the world of Random. But fortunately, she's not alone. Just like I have Olav, Even also has a crazy little weird friend thing with her.
Along her journey, Even discovers Dicey, a playful, loyal, almost puppy-like dice companion that gives her the power to really change things in the kingdom of Random. Despite the name, in Even's world, randomness is feared, and a dark force controls every aspect of life, from where you live to how you act or what your favorite color is. It's a coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of a mysterious world, but it holds a modern message that's really relevant to our world right now.
I think we can all relate to the desire to try and control the chaos around us. With Dicey's help, though, Even learns the power in doing just the opposite. Embrace the randomness, accept uncertainties in life, and you'll be surprised how far it takes you.
Imagine if you could change the course of life with a roll of a dice. What would you do? Play it safe or trust in yourself? Take a chance. We can't wait for you to play it out now.
We're still a long ways from launch, but we hope you'll join Even Dicey on the journey next year. Until then, please enjoy this first look at Lost and Random.
Welcome to Random. We were just getting a bunch of like screenshots of like storyboards.
The world of Random bends with the rule of one dice. A dice that has ruled this kingdom for generations, transforming the fates of people just like you. But what if I told you there is another dice with the power to change everything? Now, my friend, it's your turn to rule, to play the odds, and break the curse of random.
Can the sweet without the sour.
No, Dicey. They should be scared of us. Right?
Right, pretty good, Boston, right?
Really cool. That's a little bit lost in random man. Embracing randomness. I feel like I live that every day in my life. Do you know I was going to do that? You didn't know that? Dicey's my spirit animal. The game's out next year. But for something that's lasting off a whole lot sooner, take it away, Kevin Franklin.
We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games.
At Final Strike Games, our team of experienced industry veterans have worked on incredible multiplayer franchises. We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games. That's why I'm incredibly excited to announce that we have partnered with the talented team at EA to release our first ever title, Rocket Arena. As you'll see, we stay loyal to the name of the game. It's a rockets-only shooter that allows players to get into the action quickly and stay in the fight. We want Rocket Arena to be an
I believe that this is this game has been around for a while. I think it's the partnership with EA that is
new trailer of Rocket Arena.
specifically new.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Rockets away!
Let's take this year. The trophy will soon be mine.
Have you ever wondered why life is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the beautiful beaches. Quality public transportation. And exotic destinations. The people are courteous and friendly. Always have hope for fellow citizens. Are you leaving already? But the real reason life is so good? We've got rockets.
Let's get trail.
So as you just saw, rockets are obviously awesome to blast all over the place. But in order to come out on top, there's a lot to master. You'll have a range of rocket-powered abilities to blast opponents out of the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves. Rocket jump, rocket climb, and dodge to avoid getting knocked out yourself. Don't worry though, you're never out of the action for long. Even when you're out, you'll fly right back into the fray. You'll also be able to really customize your own unique look and playstyle. Each of the 10 heroes available at launch have their own rocket-powered abilities. And as you play, you'll discover items that allow you to further refine each of your heroes' playstyles. Plus, every character has 100 levels of progression that unlock new cosmetics and rewards. All that and much more when Rocket Arena arrives on July 14th.
And there's plenty more content to come in our first season, which begins just 2 weeks after launch on July 28th, and brings with it a blast pass and a ton of free content, including new maps, in-game events, and a new playable character. Rocket Arena is a game meant to be played with friends, regardless of platform. That's why we're thrilled to announce cross-play support right from the start. So grab your friends, regardless of their platform, and get ready to blast off Rocket Arena on July 14th on PlayStation, Xbox, Origin, and Steam. And we'll be sharing more gameplay right after the show with the help of great content creators. So check us out on YouTube at the link below.
Yo, that controller excuse goes out the window.
Wow, that looks great. And
can't play on this PlayStation controller.
Your Xbox throughout the show and nearly cracked the code. Here's a hint. It's not Kanye. Keep an eye out for the last couple of letters, and then at the end of the show, we'll reveal where you need to go to enter the code and a chance to win some great games on Steam. Now, from the future of Rocket Warfare, we head to a different kind of battle. The real reason I didn't get any sleep last night, and if you thought you heard Sleigh Bells, that's because it might as well be Christmas in June. It's finally time to talk Star Wars Squadrons. Now, okay, I promise you we are going to get a first look at brand new gameplay in just a moment. But first, for anyone who doesn't fully grasp why I'm so excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm dropped a trailer that literally gave me all the feels, chills, joy, excitement, and then more chills on top of that. Take a look.
Squadron. The galaxy's finest.
The deets.
Right.
Wow. The 8-year-old and all celebrating, excited. The 37-year-old man on this couch excited. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second year in a row, I have the honor and privilege of helping introduce a new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Fraser. Hello, Ian.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this to people.
I bet. Now, in my copious notes I have on you are quite the Star Wars fan. Been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't even remember the first time I saw the movies. And as a kid, there was a lot of different Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot. That idea of climbing into an TIE fighter. So, I played all the flight games in the 90s, and I got pretty obsessive about them. Pause, meticulously draw the inside of the cockpits and stuff. And actually, I dug up some of those drawings from my parents' attic over the holidays.
We're showing them right now to the world. This strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fan.
I think you'll find quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom. We started this project. I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team, and a lot of them had similar kinds of stories they'd done as kids. One of them even built a functional cockpit in his garage.
Wow. That's fandom on another level. How do you guys go from being a fan, drawing what you see in the game, building a cockpit in your garage, to actually making this game?
Well, I think that fandom, love of Star Wars has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2. And when Battlefront 2 wrapped up, there was a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot experience from Star Wars. And we wanted to make something that really went all in on that part of the fantasy. And so we kind of a grassroots initiative, started a little passion project, and that ramped up into eventually what is the game we're going to show you today.
You talk about your passion for this, your nostalgia for Star Wars flight games of the past. How do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's been interesting. You know, we were trying to kind of pull from that commercial heritage of many different games in that time period. At the same time, we wanted to do something fresh and new for fans today. And so we tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best Star Wars like games in the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth, detail, showing the ships, the way that you control them is something that I remember fondly from my childhood. It's something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. You know, in real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill. And that's something that you see throughout the game. You know, as you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers. But as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your engines. How to shift your shield from the front to the back, cover your dogfight. Or at the higher level of skill, you can do really crazy stuff. You can boost your engines, fly ahead, cut them off, whip around 180 and missile off your tail while drifting backwards. Like real pilots. That's really where we have a lot of fun with the game.
I want to do that. I want to learn to do that. I understand the nuts of how to play it. Is there a single player story? Is there a multiplayer mode? What are we getting into?
It's actually some of both. So the game starts with a brand new single player story. Takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi. And it has kind of a unique perspective approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. Create a New Republic pilot and a Hero pilot. And you're going to alternate between their perspectives mission over the course of the story. You're going to meet a diverse cast of characters along the way and a few familiar faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you play maybe in the practice range, you say, hey, I want to try multiplayer. You want to make it really easy for you to hop online with your friends and play competitive space battles at that point. And so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends. And so I'm happy to say it's fully supports crossplay. You can be on PS4, Xbox One, PC. You can be playing on a traditional display or in VR, which, fun fact, higher games VR. Pretty cool. But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space.
You just started my mind. Like I don't. That's awesome. That is the big question. When can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons coming out October 2nd.
Okay. Not too long at all. I'm worried about you. I thought you were on a teaser there. You didn't deliver. I appreciate that. The next big ask I have on behalf of everybody watching who came here for one specific reason. Can we see some new gameplay? Can we see any gameplay?
Absolutely. I figured you might want to. On behalf of everyone at Motive and the team at Lucasfilm, I am very happy to show you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons. Enjoy.
All right. Second Death Star is gone. The Imperial is still a threat. Vanguard Squadron. Let's make history.
This is it, Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this. Finish those guns.
This is Star Wars Squadron. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning two factions.
All stations! Fire on that ship!
And master multiplayer battles as a squadron of 5. With the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience. You'll begin your career in a single-player story.
Welcome to Untitled Squadron.
Where you'll play as two combat pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic. You'll experience this world through your cockpit. The instrumentation in front provides critical feedback about power management, targeting, and shields. With a squadron of diverse characters at your side, prove your skills on increasingly challenging missions.
Welcome to your dockyard.
One of my spies has linked the attack with the New Republic Star Project.
The story of
from Rebels? Stick together.
I don't know, I haven't seen Rebels yet.
In the galaxy.
Get ready.
Let him have it.
To take the fight online, you'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation. Interceptors are fast and highly maneuverable. Let's get 'em. Ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
That was kind of fun.
Support ships can keep allies safe and stocked up, as well as disrupting enemy fighters.
Nice.
Bombers are the heavy hitters, able to deal devastating damage to enemy flagships and starfighters.
You've got a preferred component. You need something customized. I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything we need to customize highlighted starfighters simply by playing
Hey, the homie Wicked.
from cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50
Dope.
components that alter how your ships fly, bite, and survive.
They're on you.
You can dramatically change your load
That 180.
Yeah.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadron's multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle. Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
Moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like tractor beams, turrets, and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squadmates for the kill. For teams looking for an even greater challenge, it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battle. Fleet battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether solo or with friends, you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
Ooh.
Don't worry, I got it for you.
Meet social to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts.
Death Stars are dead already, though. Those Death Stars are gone.
Coming DLC or something.
Just the experience.
I'm gonna have the whole tight let me listen to this, bruh. Yeah. What?
Next, attack or defend. Medium-sized capital ships.
We've lost our capital ship.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship and take it down. At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line forward or falls back to defend.
Keep our flag safe.
It's your squadron's choice how to play. Speed, unrelenting assaults.
Stay together, strike quickly.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensor spot.
Or brutal bombardment.
We need to hurry.
A unified squadron is the key to victory. This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
Hope this galaxy.
Y'all.
I was on the not gonna happen. That joint might have to happen, bro.
Not gonna lie, this may be the game that makes me buy a VR headset, cause this absolutely looks dope to play in VR.
I'm excited to be a part of your sports family. It's a big you guys come happen. I can't wait to get the VR for that one. That might make me jump. That might make me pull that trigger.
That's the one.
Next level.
Next gen world. Here we go. Oh, good God.
It's like I'm light. I'm untouchable. I'm not afraid that I'm not afraid. Look at it.
This game is for one trip. And before I realize the way.
It's just me and the keeper. My heart is like do it. Score that goal. And you're a hero. I can't call your name.
You know what it sounds like. 60,000
Singing no song.
See the unknown.
I want that sweat pumping, shin slinking, hair raising.
I want to feel it all. Now, that's a lot to look forward to, but there's more. Here to tell us about the future of gaming is EA's Chief Studio Officer, Laura Miele.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks, Lamar. Welcome to the EA Sports family. There are great things to come from EA Sports for all of you, and that's just the beginning. As you've seen throughout the show today, our electronic artists are working hard to bring you more of the games that you want to play. Games like Star Wars Squadrons, Apex Legends, and Command and Conquer. These games all exist because of you. Your voices are heard, and we're acting on your feedback. Now we've talked a lot about all the exciting games we'll be playing this year. But our studios are working even further out, creating new experiences, new stories, new gameplay, all enabled by new console technology. And we're so excited about what's to come. We don't want to wait until next June to share what the teams are working on. Generation shifts are opportunity to push beyond the boundaries of gaming as we know it today. And this time is no different. Our studios are taking their crazy ambitious ideas and making them real. Criterion is known for how their games feel. From superior physics to nuanced details of gameplay.
I mean, that looks pretty real, bro.
And with the new console this year, there will be a seamless immersion get you into the race in a matter of seconds.
Come on, Dragon Age.
BioWare imagines and creates worlds where you become the hero of your own story. And we're using this next generation of technology to make those fantasy worlds your reality. For every console generation, DICE sets the bar for excellence in audio visual presentation. We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything you've experienced before. At Motive, we are working on a highly ambitious, innovative new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology. This is just the beginning of the things we are working on, and there is so much more to come. The future of EA Studios is not just about technology. It's about you, your voices, your ideas. We want to be where you come to play. We want to make games for everyone. So please keep giving us your feedback, and let's build the future together. On behalf of all of our studios, thank you for joining us today. But before we sign off, there's just one more game we would love to share.
NBA Street.
Cousin Darren, over to you.
NBA Street.
Thank you.
Mass Effect Trilogy.
Skate, yeah.
Mass Effect Trilogy.
Skate.
Finally,
Skate. Told you.
We're back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're rolling. We've secretly got together at the beginning. The skate evolution continues.
We've been waiting years, honestly, to make the right game at the right time with the right idea, and really pleased to say that we're here. It is really early, but it takes a little while to find guys to wake them up.
Dude, harsh. Still, we've got a long way to go, but we're stoked. And this is just the beginning.
And seriously, we really can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown us to get to this point.
Comments.
It's amazing. Cannot believe you commented this into existence. Amazing. Skate changed my life. Thank you so much. Skate forever.
Guys,
we
did it. We brought back.
All the skateboarding games just want to come back at one time.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you to me. I can't believe. I'm so happy. My heart rate. Is this what exercise feels like? Ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it before we go. Because I love you guys. Here are the last letters of the secret code. If you think you've got the complete code, go to player.gg/EAA and enter for a chance to win one of thousands of free games sponsored by player.gg. You can find the official rules and everything else over at player.gg/EAA. Now, this has been an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity for all of us all over the world to come together and celebrate gaming. Thank you for being part of EA Play. Until next time, I'll see you online. It's been my pleasure to serve you.
Huh. Whatever, Ellis. Whatever.
He tripping hard.
All right, listen, y'all. Let's run it down, man. Let's talk about our impressions, overall impressions. How you guys feeling? What do you think? What do you think of the overall showcase? The 50 minutes of EA Play.
Thought it was okay. Yes. Everything wasn't for me that was on there, but the things that I saw that piqued my interest, I really did like. So overall, I would say it was okay.
Okay, jokes.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like, I'm just okay. Like, I feel like Squadrons was the big thing in there for me. That's probably the biggest thing for me. That and Skate.
Where you didn't see Skate.
Well, we heard about Skate. Let's say that.
That's the big announcement.
The confirmation that Skate is coming.
Just the fact that it's
I'm
coming.
gonna tell you what. Of everything that they did, like the show overall was okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but it's what EA has. Like, this is not unexpected. I am surprised that we didn't see like more of Madden, more of FIFA, or whatever. But I also recognize that generally that's the thing people complain about. Like, they don't really want to see Madden and FIFA because they show the same thing every year. Like, you can't really, you know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense. I mean, the Apex Legend news, I don't know was that big of a deal because it's still just kind of like the continuation of the current season.
It is. I mean, I think it's good to know that, you know, they are showing that, yeah, we got new stuff coming. We're still, you know, focused on the community that loves us. And I think crossplay was dope. They mentioned that
crossplay throughout this whole entire thing.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say is that the most important thing they talked about in this, and the biggest thing of this entire conference is crossplay.
Yeah.
That's the biggest, most important thing about this whole thing. It ain't Squadrons. It's crossplay across the board because everything basically either has it or is going to have it. That's all there is to it. And again, it's been my stance for probably 2 years now that crossplay and the push that is going to change the gaming industry as a whole because it is not going to matter anymore what console you buy. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been talking about this. Like, console sales aren't gonna be the big thing. It's gonna be titles. It's gonna be software that's gonna matter because where you're playing is not gonna matter when it doesn't matter what console you have. We could all still play together either way. So I mean, obviously, outside of stuff that is exclusive, which is not a thing EA does. Lot of stuff coming to Steam. Couple of good announcements coming to Switch. You know, I'm gonna just kind of run it down. Apex we saw first, and again, Lost Treasures. you know, that's the new joint coming. That comes out next week, June 23rd.
Yep.
But then it's coming to Steam, and the Switch, and getting crossplay, and that's basically all this fall. So no exact dates, but you know it's coming. Sims 4, it was mostly that they're coming to Steam. You know what I mean? Was the big deal with Sims.
Today, actually, just for people who might
right. It's live now.
Yeah.
EA Access coming to Steam
as well.
Again, another big deal. I still think that's one of the things we're going to continue to see is companies have their own subscription service of some sort. So they said there were 7 games coming to Switch, and that included like Burnout Paradise, which, I mean, that's a remake. It's out currently, but I mean, it's good to see it make the move. They spent a good amount of time on EA Originals, which I thought was cool, because I feel like a lot of people were starting to think that maybe that was a dead initiative. After A Way Out and Faye, like last year, or the year before. Anyway, A Way Out and Faye, both. I mean, Faye, I don't know, but A Way Out was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they spent so much time letting Joseph Ferris talk, because my man is a character for sure. His new game, It Takes Two, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. They have a good track record so far.
They do.
Yeah.
Zoink Studios, man, Lost in Random. I mean, I like the look of the game.
Very Tim Burton-ish.
Very Tim Burton. Like, I was immediately like, this looks like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So, definitely a thing. Lost in Random looks cool. Both of those are games for next year. So, you know, not things that we're getting this year. I think this year the focus is going to be Squadrons and the sports titles.
Yeah.
Final Strike Games, Rocket Arena. They spent a good amount of time on that too. I think that is their Rocket League play is Rocket Arena.
Rocket play, I guess that's how we call those type of things now.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. You know, 3v3 coming out July 14th, and then the first season starts July 28th. So that's like quick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I said, the game, I'm pretty sure, like, that's not the first time I've heard of that game. The game has been around for a minute, but I think that having EA to support them is going to make all the difference in the world. And they did specifically mention that, like, there are 10 characters at launch. So that means, you know, they got plans to add additional characters.
They said one's coming with that when the season the season pass battle starts up. Yeah. The first character's coming.
So that seemed cool. Again, crossplay. Big deal. Star Wars Squadron. I obviously the most important thing they talked about. It is. EA has more or less squandered the Star Wars license over the last 10 years and done very little to impress. And I think this is one of the smartest moves, because some of the best, actually probably the best Star Wars games that aren't KOTOR are all flight sim games.
Yep.
They're all what? Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron
like,
was
what? All that stuff, yeah.
Starfight, yep. Oh my
yep, all that stuff.
That's, I mean, on facts, that's where it is. This sounds complicated.
It does. The way that they were explaining, having, like, it feels like the way that we would see some of them pull the moves off actually in the movie and doing the twist and the 180 and all that good stuff. Like, I don't know. And my thing just decided that it did not want to. I guess it didn't like the fact that
the most complicated.
I was like,
calm
down.
Can't think.
I think the most complicated thing I saw was the cockpit and how you have to work all the different lights and get, all that kind of stuff. It all plays together like it's all actually gameplay mechanics in the cockpit that you're saying that you got to figure out. That might take a little bit to get used to, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, that joint in VR might be
this.
Oh yes,
I think is probably the one that is going to have me pull the trigger on VR. Now, it's just a matter of what VR headset that I would end up getting for this matter.
I mean, for real, it's an Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
That's the best joint. That's the best joint.
But just,
even though it doesn't have the same fidelity as like some of the other ones, Rift just the fact that it's free of all the cords and all, like Rift is the way to go.
Yeah, it just fit. Just imagining what this truly like VR like I can't. It's even hard to imagine. This is the one I think that's gonna get me to really truly buy this VR headset.
Hey, bro, you've been talking about buying VR for like 5 years.
I have, but there's only been like the only thing that way back when that I truly wanted to get was that Star Trek bridge simulator. And then you know what they did was they made it available outside of VR. So I was like, don't need it.
I'm gonna go with no, Slim, because you was like, I'm gonna get it anyway. You know me. Before the PlayStation VR even came out, you like, I'm you was all about it.
Then I got a little smarter and I said, no.
Oh, you started listening to what we was telling you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I bet you don't. But you didn't get one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen, I see you, Slade. VR headset designed as a fighter helmet? No doubt, man.
Dog.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you what, because one of the best, because I'm trying to remember if it was, I think it was Battlefront 1 had a VR section in it. It was just like TIE Fighter. People were like, this joint is it. But it was just, it wasn't a full game. It was just like a small, quick, kind of whatever. But this joint might be a problem. And in crossplay, let's just consider crossplay if you're playing against somebody in VR. Like, I don't know how that works. We'd have to see if it's just like VR plays against VR. You know what I mean? No matter what. But, like, yeah. I mean...
Was dudes with a flight stick and VR?
What?
It'd be a wrap. It'd be a wrap.
So let's run it down real quick, man. So single player story. I know some of the same people that worked on the story for Battlefront 2 are working on this story.
Okay.
I like the idea of the fact that you are playing both sides of the field, which they kind of did in Battlefront, but like creating a pilot that is on both sides. You know what I mean? And going back and forth between both stories, I think is going to be really interesting.
And it gives you a chance to test out all the different planes probably before you get into the what's that mode. I like it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they leaned into the fact that like all of the customization options and all that kind of stuff is going to be stuff that you'll be able to open in game. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to whatever. Which is again what they ran into with Battlefront 2. It was, just the whole idea of like loot boxes and all that kind of stuff, and pay to win was an issue for them. All right, so we already knew the story takes place right after Return of the Jedi, which I think is cool. Which again, I hear you on the trench run, sir. But they're both gone.
Look, I understand where the story is taking place. This is just going to be some side DLC. Because if I can do the trench run in VR, like, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, they have to put it out as some type of DLC. They have to. Because that will be sick in VR.
One of the best-selling VR games right now is that Vader VR joint. People are going crazy over it. It was like 5 episodes or something like that. People are saying that joint is nuts. Multiplayer, man. So, jumping in multiplayer, squadrons of 5. Right? Yeah, you got regular battles, but let's just get to it, man. Fleet battles, bruh.
Let's go. Hey, let's go.
Listen. And the fact that you can play by yourself, which I imagine that means you're playing with other people. They said like bots or something, like AI.
They said you have bots in it. Yeah, all 5 of
you. They said AI.
Yeah.
You okay, buddy? You okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Show it to me. Let me see it.
It's right here.
Let me see it. My man. Okay. You know. Sometimes you gotta shake it up. on live stream. Jokes what happened to your picture.
Dude. No, this is
yeah, I mean I like the idea of being able to squad up with 5 people. I see you, Ellis. Vader was a monster on the quest. I dig it. I believe it. Being able to squad up with 5 people, co-op, run through it. You're either pushing or you're pulling back to defend. That joint just sounds like a time destroyer, bro. Like you're just not gonna have time. Oh, you right. Oh, people gonna be going to sleep with the VR headset on.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna just take this nap now.
It's about to turn into like some Sword Art Online and never that VR headset.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah. I mean, it also sounds like, I mean, the fact that the fleet battles take place in like parts sounds like they might be long runs. Like
big, yeah.
it almost sounds like, to me, the way heists work in GTA. How you have like setup. You got to go do this thing, and then you got to go do this thing, and you got to go do this thing, and then you make the main, you know what I'm saying, run. I don't know, man. That joint sounding real dope, and that thing is coming out real soon. That's the other thing I'm liking about it.
Yeah.
Because October ain't far away at all.
Nah.
Not the way time's going in 2020.
Oh,
Time in 2020 is in a warp, bro. Like it's a whole different thing. And then, you know, they closed out with EA Sports, which I'm kind of glad they didn't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little surprised that they didn't show more.
A little gameplay, at least. You know, I would have thinking at least from Madden being the one that's the closest probably of them coming out, just to, you know, just even if it's a quick snap throwing the football, just to at least show maybe a new mechanic or something like that off. But I mean,
look, some of it probably was gameplay, but like,
it's hard to even tell right now.
You know, look again, they're not really changing much, I have to admit, and they probably don't have much to say about what they're changing, and especially when you just consider just kind of where sports are in real life right now. You know, without stats, without, you know, I don't know what you do. I don't know how you move forward. So I think it's probably smarter that they did that, but they didn't like even give you like, here's a new innovation we're doing, here's whatever. It's just kind of like, yep, it's coming out. It does make me wonder whether or not we're gonna see what we saw. If you remember, EA going into new generations have put out like fully featured versions of their sports titles on current gen, and like next gen, even though it looked better and played better, didn't have all the features. Man, that could be real bad. However, we know that at least for Xbox, it has smart delivery. So if you get it, you get to, you get to move over to the next one for free. And they did. I don't know if you saw. I know we talked about how they were the ones who kind of put a little something tricky in it, because it was like you have to buy Madden before the end of this year, and you had to upgrade to the Series X before March in order to qualify for it. Well, they changed that.
Oh yeah.
Now you have like a full year to do it. They were like, we heard your feedback. Yeah, I bet you did, bro. I bet you did. So at least that's a thing. I have to imagine that that's going to be a thing across their other sports titles as well.
Definitely.
And I also have to imagine that whatever it is that Sony's doing it, whether they give it some kind of a branding name or not, that they'll be the same kind of thing. Some kind of an upgrade. It does make me wonder whether or not it's like you have multiple versions of it, but I think that just depends. The you know, smart delivery is kind of like, well, if you have more than one Xbox and one has the power and one doesn't, it'll just make sure that the version that works on your system is playing. So that's a little bit of what the difference is. You know, but it could be that like it's a one-time transfer. Like you have it on, you know, say PS4, and then when you get a PS5, yes, you get the upgraded version for free, but like that's it. Like you can't go back and play it if you still have your PS4 or something like that. Like maybe you can't go back and play it. So those are some of the details that we'll be looking to have, you know, worked out, not just from the platform holders, but from the actual developers that are choosing to take advantage of it. So we'll have to see what they do. Skate, I mean, that's a big deal that they actually announced it. It is, because people have been begging for a new Skate game for years. So while you are right, Ellis, Skate is not Tony Hawk. It's so not Tony Hawk. I think Tony Hawk is a lot more fun, just because it's a lot more over the top and silly and kind of crazy. And Skate is more like a simulation. So Skate to me is more like wanting to play Gran Turismo versus wanting to play Burnout Paradise or Need for Speed.
That's a good analogy.
Those games are more arcadey, you know, whatever. And Tony Hawk is essentially the EA Sports big that we've been waiting for. We want NFL Street, NBA Street. Like, we'd rather have those than an NBA Live any day. Which another note I'll point out is that we didn't see any NBA Live.
They didn't try. Not this time.
Not surprised.
Live or
Good
Elite.
move.
We'll throw both of them in the
Nah, we don't even. Elite never existed. You know what I'm saying?
I at least saw it physically.
Not technically at a retail level. Elite never existed. It existed. I played it.
It made it. It just didn't make it to the floor.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you weren't working in retail,
you wouldn't have seen that.
You never saw that.
That'd have been a nice little collector's item to have. Like, guys, the one and only.
I was there when they pulled that joint off the floor. Like, nah, Slim. Like,
go get them joints.
No. Oh no. I'm talking about at an actual event. Like, I was at an event, and NBA Elite was on the floor, playable, and it was garbage. And when I say that joint got pulled, I mean they took the whole stanchion. Like, they took the entire joint off the floor. Like, yeah, we can't. And then I was very surprised that the games even shipped what they did.
They did, and they made it to retail stores.
Never
made it to the
floor, bro.
Wow.
And that is your history lesson. NBA Live.
Wow.
Right there. It's
we
real.
had them joints in the back. They was like, nah, just leave them back here. Just.
I'm telling you, bro. The problem with Live is that they need to just let the simulation go.
Let 2K handle it. Just let 2K
if they just lean into like, yep, we are arcade, you know, whatever. It don't even have to be like stupid NBA Jam. Just say that it's arcade
type.
You know what I'm saying, or whatever, and just.
But the thing is,
stop trying to lean into the simulation.
EA gonna have to hurry and do that before, because I mean, 2K is starting to lean in that direction now too. So.
Yeah, but it's not good. That's the problem with that.
Hey,
they are leaning in,
but
it's not good.
They leaning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's space for them to do something. I don't think there's space for them to do a simulation. It does bother me that they did sign another deal with the NFL to keep the NFL like.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
upset
thing.
me.
As long as people keep buying it every single year.
Nah, that's not it. Because if you're the NFL, that has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the amount of money that EA is willing to pay them for it. Because if you're the NFL and other developers are able to make games, there's more money to be made. Because you just have more titles out there that have the license. It doesn't have to be, again, the NFL did sign a deal with 2K. So 2K can make NFL games with NFL licenses. They are not allowed to do simulation. Only Madden is allowed to do simulation. That's the difference. So they want more than just, it's just that they'll be the only simulation game. That's just kind of what it is. But trust me, there's money to be made in that license being elsewhere. Otherwise, the NBA would have signed the same deal. But they didn't. Because you know as well as I do that EA tried to get that deal with the NBA, and it didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because they knew.
Probably laughed at them.
They knew. Listen, on facts. If the NFL had not signed the deal with EA, Madden wouldn't exist anymore. Madden would be exactly like NBA Live. It would be gone. Because 2K, definitely a better game. Hands down. Was definitely a better game. And it was being proven. So they was like, hey, Slim, we got to do something. They're about to kill us. We about to come off the map. And that's the thing that EA is known for. Is your sports titles. When somebody else comes out and is seriously mopping the floor with you with a game that costs less than half of what your game costs.
Came in your yard and started owning your yard, like
bodying you. So somebody came in their yard and then they was like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the neighborhood and I'm gonna put y'all out. And that's what they did. And then they tried to do the same thing with NBA. You gotta think about it. They tried to do that license with NBA, didn't get the deal. Continued to make NBA games, and literally within, let's see, that was 2005 when that happened. By 2010, when NBA Elite was coming out, it was a wrap. Madden would be in the same boat. On facts. they would be gone. I could see myself living in that alternate universe right now. Really could see myself where like EA is making incredible Star Wars games, hand over fist, just cranking them joints out because they don't have no sports licenses anymore. You know what I'm saying? They just like, all right, we do FIFA, because even PES, it doesn't sell as well as FIFA does. But PES, like gets it in.
It's pretty clean.
You know what I mean? Like they do, like, you know, and they have different teams. Anyway, I thought the show overall was cool. I could have done without it. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Just trailers.
It felt relatively uneventful. Like, to be honest with you, if they had just shown Squadrons, I'd have been like, good. We're good. I really didn't need to see anything else they done. All the rest of that could have been in like a blog post.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I mean, that was the reason we were there for Squadrons. I mean, that's cute.
I disagree. That's not. I wasn't there for Squadrons because I had seen it, and for real, they could have just done a breakout and been like, "Yeah, here's the gameplay or whatever," and gave us some more information. I wasn't there for Squadrons. What I was there for was anything else I didn't know existed. I was looking for Dragon Age, Mass Effect. I was looking for anything. I was looking for Mass Effect Trilogy. Like, tell me you're remastering the trilogy and that joint is coming out this year and it's coming to Switch. Like, give me something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I was there for, because I already knew Squadrons was a thing.
True.
I was hoping that I was going to hear something about something major that is a property that I know they have their hands in, that we don't have, that we haven't had. Like, we know they're doing a Dragon Age. Why aren't you telling us? And again, I say the closest thing to it was next year, when everybody has a new console, you'll start to see the things that we're able to do, which reminded me a lot. If you remember a couple years back, they did this thing where like there was supposed to be this sports game coming out.
I thought about that the whole time they were showing that. I was like, I ain't paying attention to this stuff right now.
Oh, none of that means nothing, bruh. Yep. We're working on a game that you can only possibly do with this, and showing like dude flying or whatever. I'm like, that joint ain't ever coming out, man. They don't have no name. That joint ain't coming out. We'll never see it. It'll be a memory that was only shown in this. For real, for real. Yep. Really, really. That's true. All right, look. I think we can wrap this up. I'm glad we got a chance to see it. We will definitely have a little bit more detail to go into when we talk on cutscenes next week.
Yeah,
so y'all guys keep your eyes open for that. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure y'all go to our YouTube or our Facebook or our IG Live, and make sure y'all check out the first episode of Anime Vault. Went live today at 2 o'clock. So please go and check that out. A new episode will be dropping every Thursday at 2 o'clock for the next few weeks till the series is over. We are looking to hear your feedback. We want to know what y'all want to see in the next season, all of that jazz. So by all means, make sure you check that out. We greatly appreciate it. I think we can wrap this up. With that, we're out. Appreciate all y'all in the comments. Toodles and loops.